Hey guys, what is going on? Today we're taking a look at two popular wet-dry vacuums, the UWANT and the best-selling Tineco Floor ONE S5. Both of these machines offer impressive cleaning power, but when it comes to user experience, each one brings something unique to the table. So in this video, I'll be comparing them, not just in terms of power, but also based on their features and overall user experience. And by the end of the video, I'll give you my recommendation. So let's get right into it. When it comes to design, both vacuums have a sleek, modern look that fits well in any home. However, there are some key differences. The U1 has a single compartment that houses both clean and dirty water, but they are actually separated into two sections so the water doesn't mix. This is where the dirty water goes. One really useful feature is this small piece designed to help eliminate odors. Sometimes, if you forget to clean the dirty water tank, it can start to smell really bad, especially if debris and moisture sit there for too long. This built-in odor control helps reduce that issue, keeping the vacuum fresher for longer. Now, the Tineco, on the other hand, has two completely separate compartments, one in the front for dirty water and one in the back for clean water. Another big difference between these two vacuums is the roller design. On the UWANT, the roller extends all the way to both edges, which makes it much better for cleaning corners and hard-to-reach spots. However, on the Tineco, the roller only reaches the right side, so you might struggle a bit more with tight spaces. The process of opening both vacuums to access the rollers is pretty similar. On the UWANT, you remove it by pulling to the left like this, and on the Tineco, it's a similar mechanism. Now, when you put both rollers side by side, the UWANT is noticeably bigger and longer, which help cover a larger surface area while cleaning. Both vacuums come with a spare roller, which is a nice addition, but the biggest difference here is the motor placement. Tineco has a fixed motor, while UWANT places the motor inside the roller itself. This is a big advantage because it makes the roller more powerful, and it's also waterproof, which helps with durability and maintenance. When it comes to controls, the Tineco has three buttons, one to turn it on, another to switch between auto mode and maximum mode, and a screen that displays all the essential information while you're cleaning. On the other hand, the U1 has two main buttons, one for power and another to switch between three different modes. The first is automatic mode, which adjusts suction and water flow based on the mess detected. The second is turbo mode, for extra power on tougher stains. And the third is vacuum mode, which allows you to use it as a dry vacuum without water. This is something that Tineco doesn't offer. Additionally, the U1 has two extra buttons on the handle. The right button lets you adjust the water output between low, medium, and high, while the left button controls the volume of the voice prompts. Cleaning with the Tineco feels smooth and is really easy to maneuver. However, one thing I noticed is that if you need to clean under something deep, like a bed, the Tineco is a bit limited because it doesn't lay completely flat. This can be a bit frustrating if you're trying to reach those tricky spots. On the other hand, the U1 has a huge advantage here. It lays completely flat, going all the way to the floor. I honestly wasn't expecting this when I first got it, but it makes a big difference for cleaning under furniture. Another feature I really liked on the U1 is that you can either keep the handle fixed or unlock it so it moves in the direction you're cleaning. It might not seem like a big deal at first, but it actually adds to the convenience, making it even easier to maneuver. So let's move on and put both of them to the test. I will be using some common household spills to see how each one performs. And to keep things fair, I'll be using the max power setting on both vacuums for every test. For my first test, I tried cleaning up Ketchup. The U1 handled it really well, picking up the mess quickly and without leaving streaks. Now let's check out the Tineco. Even though its cleaning width is slightly smaller, it also did a great job, leaving the floor spotless. Next, I tested both vacuums with coffee, which is something you might accidentally spill. In this case, both of them performed great, picking everything up quickly and without any issues. Then, I wanted to see how they handled something a bit more challenging, so I tested them with a raw egg. The U1 had no problem cleaning it up, and the Tineco performed just as well. So, in terms of liquid messes, both are equally effective. Finally, I tested them with larger debris. In this case, I used oversized cereal pieces to see how well they could handle bigger messes. The U1 picked them up effortlessly, while the Tineco struggled a bit. I think this is mainly because the UWANT has a larger roller, allowing it to grab bigger debris more easily. This gives the UWANT a slight advantage when dealing with chunkier messes. Both of them perform very similarly when it comes to cleaning power. Now, let's move on to the cleaning process and see how easy it is to maintain each one. Both vacuums come with a base that serves as both a charging station and a self-cleaning dock. In the case of the Tineco, this is the base, and you need to place the vacuum on it like this. Once it's docked, the vacuum will prompt you to empty the dirty water tank and make sure there's enough clean water for the self-cleaning process. Once you've checked that, just press this button and it will start the auto-cleaning cycle. During the process, the vacuum flushes clean water through the system, washing the roller and internal tubing to remove any dirt or residue. The roller spins at high speed to shake off debris while the suction clears out any remaining dirty water. But things get really interesting when we take a look at the UWANT. In this case, the base is completely different. It's designed in a way that you don't have to lift the vacuum to place it. Just push it onto the base, and it clicks right into position. I also tested it a few times to see if it was possible to accidentally leave it undocked without charging properly, and I was really impressed with how smooth the docking process was. It clicks into place effortlessly, ensuring it charges every time without any issues. Once it's docked, just like with the Tineco, you need to empty the dirty water tank and make sure there's enough clean water for the self-cleaning process. One major advantage of the UWANT is that since the vacuum sits facing forward, it's much easier to remove and refill the water tanks. With the Tineco, you have to remove it from the base and pull out the tank, since it sits against the wall, making the process a bit less convenient. So you just have to touch this button, and it will start the self-cleaning function, which works just like the Tinecos. Once the cleaning process is done, this is how both rollers look. They both come out pretty clean, but if you've tackled a big mess or just feel like giving it another round, you can easily repeat the cleaning process for a more thorough rinse. Now, one big advantage of the UWANT is that after finishing the self-cleaning cycle, it automatically dries the roller with warm air. This is a game changer because it helps prevent mold, bacteria, and bad odors from developing, something that can be a problem with traditional wet-dry vacuums if the roller stays damp. With the warm air drying feature, the UWANT keeps the roller fresh and ready to use, reducing maintenance and ensuring a longer lifespan for the brush. And another thing I forgot to mention is that the UWANT electrolyzes the water during the cleaning process. I'm not sure how much of a difference this actually makes in terms of effectiveness, but it's definitely an interesting extra feature. So when it comes to performance, both vacuums are really good. They both deliver solid cleaning power. But if you're looking for something with more features and a better overall user experience, I definitely go with the UWANT. It offers extras that make the cleaning process easier and more convenient. On the other hand, the Tineco is also a great option. It may not have all the extra features of the UWANT, but it's a well-known brand with a solid reputation. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave links to all the products I used in the description below. If you use my link, I'll earn a small commission, which helps support my channel at no extra cost to you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and I'll be happy to help. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.